we're going to transition now into our discussion on the unlocks and our meta discussion as well. So I'm currently at a collector level of 25,398, and that's as of today. I got 2,700 tokens burning a hole in my pocket. I had to confirm, as we get into these unlocks, that I didn't combine two seasons, because I unlocked a total of 39 variants and new cards total, which is really not normal for me, especially when you look at last season. I think I only had 20 maybe. It was a really small amount, but half my cards were new cards, the other half were variants. Well, this time I got 11 brand new cards out of this 39, which is a lot for me without getting the season pass. And of course, we are recording a bit late, and I have no new splits because, as I'll discuss in the meta here, I haven't split a card for a long time. So here we go. Starting with Ozymandias. You had got Ozymandias last season, or our last discussion. I didn't, I guess, till like shortly after that. So Ozymandias, I got a Max Grecki Sarah. I got a 3099 Sabretooth, Brett Bean Kahori, a Ramatut, an ADIA Annihilus, a Chibi Patriot, Hellion, an Arthur Gilbin. This is the one I think that was Deadpool Diner's thing. The Arthur Gimaldinov Deadpool. I got a Chibi Deathlock. I got a Pixel Hellcow, Gilgamesh, Majestic Wingbert. Has finally arrived. Yes, and actually became a very, very important card for me. I got a Combo Break Mysterio, Pixel Jessica Jones, an Annihilation Conquest Adam Warlock, Dan Hip Hulkbuster, Terry Dodson Jubilee, which it's Jubilee as the vampire, and I think she's carrying a baby, so is that Hope that she's carrying around?
That would have been Shogo, the baby she adopted.
All right. And then Dan Hip Taskmaster. Already mentioned I got a Scanny Sun. Then Jim Hammond Human Torch, which, by the way, saw a Reddit post. Some guy was like, okay, we've got to talk about this. He goes,
No, I didn't see that one.
Okay, he goes, Jim Hammond, and then he writes in capital letters, Human Torch.
Yeah, he has a point, but it's like the second Marvel superhero.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Hammond is an android, right? Am I right there? He's an android, so.
And keep in mind, Atlas Comics also produced M11, the human robot.
I then got a He Tianyu Wild Child, which is a super rare. So I actually made highlights today to figure out which ones were super rares that I unlocked. So that's my first super rare. Yes, I got another one later on. Paco Medina Star-Lord, a Dan Luvisi Carnage, which I have to have. The Venom and Carnage variants that I have to be going neck and neck now, like the amount.
Yeah.
I know I had a ton of Venom. Now Carnage is added to it, so it's a possibility he's catching up. Then I got an Emperor Hulkling. I tried my luck on a Series 5, and I was not impressed with that.
He has his uses. I like to throw him in with Erisham for more randomness.
Okay, all right. I then got a Pixel Brood, a Protege Ironheart, and then my other super rare of the season, which was a Pantheon Leader variant. I got a Noir Sabretooth, a Jesus Saez Iceman, which looks very reminiscent of the Silver Surfer. If it didn't say Iceman at the bottom, for some reason I think I would be confused. And then I got a Food Fight Jeff, Tony Moy Sunspot, then got Mother Askani, then a Superior Spider-Man. Took another shot at a Series 5 there. Pandart Human Torch. Which, by the way, the Superior Spider-Man pack that I got...
The Human Torch.
The actual Human Torch, yeah. The Superior Spider-Man I got, along in that pack, I got like 1,500 credits. Like every other time that I've opened up a pack, I'm pretty sure I'm only getting like 100 or 200 credits. So this one gave me 1,500 credits, and I was like, okay, nice. I bet you that's probably what helped out here, because I was moving up the ladder a good bit. Pandar Human Torch, Pixel Mr. Fantastic, a Rodgon Chibi Red Hulk. So I don't know if... I think we've had this discussion before. I don't know if Rodgon or Rajon has his own like line of chibis or something.
He does.
Okay, all right. I then got a Secret Wars Viper, and finally...
Oh, is that the one where she got the octopus on her head?
She's scary looking. I assume this has got to be like recent Secret Wars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I do not remember that happening on Battle World. Finally, I took another swing at another Series 5 and ended up with Hope Summers. Yeah, not bad at all. So yeah, like I said, 11 brand new cards, 2 super rares out of those 30. I'm excited, man. Clearly, some of these stood out a little bit more than the others. I not used, my favorite I've already said was Mother Askani, but the one I haven't used a whole lot, probably Gilgamesh. And that's the one that I usually would see you or somebody else using, and it would just, I always held it in high regard because every time I saw it come out, I was like, oh man, here we go. And it would land.
I like Gilgamesh, but he always seems to be the card that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use Gilgamesh. And then I'm like, I'm going to take Gilgamesh out of this. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad card. I haven't used it to its full effect. Although I do have, in part because I got that. Oh, well, no, I haven't said mine yet, but a recent unlock for me made me give Gilgamesh another try.
Okay. Well, you have the floor, sir. What's your unlocks look like?
Okay. Well, if I can click on the right thing. So I started off with I'm trying to get my Tom Gordon deck that I've hit Infinite with multiple times. I'm trying to get all those cards gold, and still haven't yet, but I did get an Ink Split Surge as part of that.
Okay.
Oh, no, yeah. I got an Ink Split Surge. I've only got 2 cards left that I don't have a gold split for. I got an Invar Studio Green Goblin. Then I got the one that I really wanted from last season, Isca the Unbeaten.
Oh.
And she is quite useful.
Man.
I had a pretty successful deck with her in it, and she's one of those that I just, like, if I'm like, who do I put in this deck? Let's try Isca. Because it's not a bad ability, and once you start boosting her up, there's times where unless they're going to Shang-Chi or Red Guardian her, she can win you a lane.
Yeah, last game I faced with her in it, I had to make a conscious decision not to lay anything on that lane till like the very end. Because I was like, I cannot play here. She's going to freaking go up again. So, yeah, it really makes your opponent think about what they need to play and when they need to play it. So, but anyway, great card. I can't wait to get my hands on it at some point.
Yeah, I got an Invar Studio War Machine, a David Marquez White Widow, which I don't recognize that particular art, but I do recognize David Marquez from a lot of recent Marvel comics.
Okay.
So always like those. A Gold Split Dakin.
Nice.
To fill another slot on my Tom Gordon deck. I got a Mark Brooks Rogue. He did a ton of covers during the Krakoa era on X-Men and is still like, I started to say the poor man's Alex Ross, but that is not at all a slight to his art. But he's kind of like the new Alex Ross, I guess. He's a guy that they call him to do these cool painted realistic covers.
Nice.
He did a lot of these symbolic promos and stuff for Krakoa that had all these characters and were kind of foreshadowing the stuff that was going on. I took a shot at just a regular Series 5 and got Dormammu, which led me to create a deck called Weapon Hex that destroyed and resurrected a bunch of cards, but it couldn't replace my Weapon XXL deck, which is what I also need to get Archangel, Horseman of Death, into one of these days. Dormammu, it was fun to try to make him work. I'm not sure the juice is worth the squeeze. I think there's other ways to do that, but it's a fun card. It's a fun objective to try to reach.
Very cool.
It was a Series 5 card, just a regular Series 5 card. It was only 4,000 tokens, so I came to bargain with Durant. That didn't work. I got the Arthur, Deadpool.
Okay.
A combo break claw that looks kind of cool, but I've already got so many cool claw variants. It's just, he's not.
I really like the combo break cards. They do that Luke Cage. It looks crazy.
Yeah.
And they are unique. I like them.
Then I got the Vibranium Armor Iron Man, which I shouldn't have called Vibranium Armor because the artist, I think I remember seeing that on a cover. It's an artist I recognize. Let me pull that up. No, it's not. It's. I started to say it's just as Eduardo Mello, the guy who draws all the snap cards. No, he's great, but I don't know. For some reason, it reminds me of something I saw in a comic.
Okay.
Then I got an ink split of the Noir Colleen Wing. I can't get a gold split of her yet, but I think that was the first of 2 ink split Noir Colleen Wing.
Really?
Which is, if ever there were cards made for the ink split, it's the Noir.
Yeah, absolutely.
I too got a Taskmaster Dan Hip. I got a Goose sticker and a Cosmo sticker.
Oh, nice.
Got a Ben Harvey Scarlet Witch, which is pretty cool. An Art Tree Studio Ghost Spider. I got a Psylocke variant that was labeled Astonishing, but it's Adi Granov, who I recognized from variants and comics. Then I got another card that I hadn't gotten the first time around, but Maverick.
Oh, nice.
Who teamed with Isca in a delightful deck that stole the Boosters Gold name from my original Boosters Gold deck.
Oh, wow.
Got a Julio Rincione Hobgoblin. Got a Dan Hip MODOK, which is probably the most mainstream looking Dan Hip card.
Okay, yeah.
That's how MODOK looks.
Right.
Got a Sunny Sun. According to my list, I got another Psylocke variant, but I didn't say what it was. I was trying to multitask, and that didn't work too well. Yeah, that's the Astonishing Psylocke one. Yeah, only one Psylocke variant there. It's an awesome looking Psylocke, but she's one of those that we need to do, but it'll take a while. We need to do a top 5 like cards with the best variants. And she would, I don't know if she'd make the list, but she'd have to be in consideration.
Okay.
Then I got a Leo Chiola Agony, which is, it's pretty stylized, but I use Agony a lot, so it was nice to have a variation to throw in there.
Real quick on the Astonishing Psylocke, is that one from the ladder? Or could you get that one from the ladder on?
It was either from the ladder or it was one you could get from the shop.
Okay. I'm going to look this one up, just make sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. I can send it to you if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
This isn't butt cheek Psylocke, is well, all of them are butt cheek Psylocke.
No, actually, this is full pants Psylocke.
Okay.
That's what makes it so distinguished from the others.
Right.
This is like full pants Psylocke, almost as if, and this ties in with the show Mark and I did earlier today, but almost as if you can tell if a woman's attractive without her taking her clothes off.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's bizarre, but apparently it can be done.
That you don't see, well, I haven't read a whole lot of X-Men lately, but the psychic flare around her eyes, that's very reminiscent of mid to late 80s X-Men stuff that was going on with her. Yeah, very cool. I haven't seen a variant with that on it yet, so that's really cool.
I got a Greg Land Symbiote Spider-Man. Speaking of cards with great variants, that's another one, and it's like, how do I choose? 'Cause I've got that Secret Wars number 8 variant, and then the Dan Hip variant for it is ridiculous. Greg Land drew the Symbiote Spider-Man limited series that Peter David had written the last few years. So not only does it look great, and it calls to mind a recognizable comic book, it also calls to mind my late great favorite writer. So
Right. Then
I got Selene, Horseman of Famine. There are cards she can work with. I don't know. Like, and again, this has nothing to do with the card, or there may be some great Selene stories. I haven't read a lot of them. Apparently outside of Emma Frost and then Harry Leland, because I don't know, arrogant fat dude. It's kind of funny. The Hellfire Club just doesn't do it for me. So Selene, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I need, more Selene. I'm sure there's good stuff she's been in. I did use that, I think, with some rocks, and I've got another idea for actually a card from this season. I think she would work pretty well with. I'll try that out eventually. Got a Pandart Studio Hit Monkey, a Tyler Walpole Cable, another one that looks cool, but is a very long shot to crack my usage of cable variants, because I got the Greg Capullo one. So what else?
Right.
I got a Hideaki Takamura Vulture, a Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross by Zoltan Boros, which is pretty cool. It looks kind of like a pulpy kind of thing, more actiony and more distinctive than his card. He's not in his dress uniform. He's in the camo. He's got his gun drawn. A little more unhinged Thunderbolt Ross there. So I like that one. Let's see. I got a Rogden Chibi Bruce Banner. Okay. Got a Dan Levisi Carnage. I got the sticker Squirrel Girl, which I'm like, yay, Squirrel Girl. And then I'm like, oh, and her t-shirt seems to be made of the same material that Supergirl's skirt was made of when Ian Churchill was drawing her, where it's like, well, yeah, sure, now she's covered up, but from every other angle, this is horrendously inappropriate. I got the Winking Studios Death. I took another shot at a regular Series 5. I was kind of hoping for Fin Fang Foom. I got the Fallen one, who I was not super excited about,
Right.
but who, I'll go ahead and jump a little ahead, inadvertently took me to Infinite.
Really?
I made a deck based on the Fallen one, based on getting the Fallen one, and then I kicked him out of it.
Wow. That's crazy. All
So,
right.
got a Dan Hip Deathlock, a Hideaki Takamura Scorpion. I got that sweet
Oh, man.
Doctor Doom 70s What If one that I sent you.
Jeez.
I got
Awesome.
an Alex Maleev Mirage, Dan Hip Killmonger, a Chibi Crossbones, the Disco Human Torch,
Nice.
Dan Hip Lady Deathstrike.
That's the one I use.
Then I got the Techno-Organic Virus and Mother Askani.
Oh, that's a pair.
I got a Y2K Nico Minoru. But the Nico Minoru variants, like usually I just go with the Dan Hip one because I always think the Nico Minoru variants are just like slightly too sexy because she was introduced as a teenager.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or maybe not sexy, but a little racy, and it's not like it's out of character, but it's like, I don't know. No.
I'd rather not.
Maybe she's 18 in continuity now, but I'm still an old man, and I know she's a little girl. Knock it off. I got an Art Tree Studio Dazzler. I did get my gold split of Surge.
Oh, nice.
So that only leaves Bullseye and Colleen Wing that I need to gold split for that deck. It wasn't in any albums, but I could not pass up an Alex Ross Beast in one of the event shops. That's the one that has a bunch of other X-Men in the background.
Very nice.
I can pass up any Alex Ross.
Yeah, right.
Got a Pixel Yellow Jacket. I ink split Bullseye. Bullseye has never played well with others. So. I took another Series 5 stab and got Prowler, which I was not excited about, but I put him in 2 or 3 decks now. I like him.
Yeah, I think he's very useful. And when I do like a move deck, you don't even have to have a move deck, really. Those 1-cost skill cards that come out,
oh, yeah.
It's nice to have a 0-cost, but 1 ain't going to break your bank.
Yeah, no, I put him in. I like to use him with Joaquin Torres.
Yeah.
And I would like to use him with Nicholas Scratch, but he keeps getting bumped out. But now I did in one deck, I threw AOL Drax in so that, hey, on the off chance that he moves, maybe I get that. Maybe I get that 0. Like, I'm not counting on it, but I won't turn it down.
Werewolf by Night's a good one because those skill cards count.
Excellent. Yeah. Got to try that one out. That's a great idea. I got a John Jiang Spider-Man, which reminded me that Spider-Man's a card in the game that you can use even without Uncle Ben.
Yes.
Like, I'm pretty sure that I have used Uncle Ben more
than Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Wow, that's crazy.
Symbiote Spider-Man, sure, but yeah, most of the time when I see Spider-Man, at least if he's on my side of the board, it's because I just took out Uncle Ben. But yeah, I've seen opponents use it too. I have seen Spider-Man spawn from Uncle Ben more so than just played straight from my hand. I got the Goomba Thanos by Max Grecki.
The Super Mario Brothers variant.
Which made up a little bit for the fact that I finally sat down to watch the DVD of the 93 Super Mario Brothers movie that I borrowed from my brother like 2 years ago. Because he's like, hey, are you ever going to give that back? And I'm like, fine, but I'm going to watch it first. And it didn't work. It froze up less than a minute in and then jumped to chapter 9.
Whoa. Oh, got a scratch on it.
Yep. I got a Victor Faro Malekith. Still haven't used Malekith, but I like those Victor Faro variants, and especially when they're in an album. Got Archangel Horseman of Death. Got a Dan Hip Gilgamesh, which wasn't the reason I tried a Gilgamesh deck, but it certainly was the variant I chose.
Okay.
And then I got a Pixel Blob.
Okay. All right, good deal. So how many new cards you get?
I got 10 new cards.
Nice. Very nice. Well,
and then with the variants, I got a crap ton of variants too. I think part of it was the events. That's basically what I love the emotes, but I've got so many emotes, like unless it's one that really jumps out at me, I don't really get those. So usually I just look for a variant that is in an album I want or that just catches my eye, like that Alex Ross Beast.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get into our meta discussion and some other thoughts on the season here. I did want to point out here, I mentioned this earlier, I upgraded all but 6 cards, and that's strictly because of boosters. One of those is Gilgamesh, which I haven't used hardly at all since I got him, and so I haven't got any boosters for him. But I have continued my quest. Aside from these 6 cards, I have every card up to where if I was to upgrade it, it would be animated for 200 credits. Okay. My quest is now I'm going to get all of the 200s to 300, and I have a ton of cards that are at that 200 level. So
I just keep trying to ink split and gold split stuff unless something pops up right after a match and it's like, oh, you can upgrade this. Sometimes I'll just go ahead and do it. And then when I get close to 3,000 tokens, I just start upgrading whatever I can to get across. So I'm not very disciplined about that.
It's taken a lot because I have Cerebro sitting there just ready to be split. Like I got a blueprint Cerebro, and if I wanted to spend the 500, I could, but I haven't. I think I have 3 cards: blueprint, a Cerebro, and I also have a blueprint War Machine that I would love to split. And I can't remember the third card. It might be a Black Bolt, but anyway. So
I haven't done the math. I just always want to get them to infinite and then see what happens. So I'll go for a while trying to upgrade certain ones, and then I'll wander off to follow a squirrel clutching a shiny object.
So yeah, as far as what I've been playing mostly this season, it all happened, of course, because it got played against me. Somebody had Mother Askani and Wong, and used that against me. And I was like, wait a second, because I saw, and they may have used Majestic Wingbert as well. Majestic Wingbert is helpful because Majestic Wingbert will bring down the cost of your 5-cost card, as well give it +2. I want to say it's either +2 or I think it's +2. So you could, in theory, if you get Wong out there on turn 5, you can Majestic Wingbert that 5-cost card that's at the front of your hand, and then also Mother Askani after it gets dropped. Now, the best case scenario was to have Quinjet out there, because now you're creating cards that are getting cost drop as well. So you're saying,
when someone played that on you, did you say in your best Samuel L. Jackson voice, Mother Askani?
Yes, I did. So, long story short, this led to me playing this deck. I put this deck together. I was like, okay, I got to find some strong 5s to throw in there. And the first one that comes to mind is Iron Man, Black Panther.
Yep.
And right now, I think the other 5-power card that's in my deck, at one time I had a Spider-Woman in there. She helped out. I cannot remember the other 5-power card. I threw Black Bolted there at one point. I was like, it's not impactful enough. But regardless, I think within 1 or 2 games, I had 3 Iron Men out there for 1 cost apiece on turn 6 or turn 7. I also, in that deck, I have, not the Collector, always get him confused, Grandmaster. Yeah, have Grandmaster in there so he can also, I could throw Mother Askani out on a left lane, and then he'll come in and throw it back into, I usually throw Wong in the center lane, and then that'll turn around and add 2 more of that 5-power card, possibly. So it hasn't got me to infinite, because this morning I was running into a lot of people who were prepared for this stuff. So it must be catching on, because I was getting, Magneto was throwing a wrench into my plans. I had Rogue taking Wong's power. So it's always tough to get Wong out there on turn 4 and then not have somebody be ready for it. Like the last game I tried, someone had Daredevil out there. Turn 4 was Wong. Turn 5 was going to be Mother Askani and Wingbert. And he lays out Eliath on that and just threw everything. So I have retreated a lot with that deck. I'm not excelling the ranks, but I can do 8 cubes pretty quickly. Like, people will think that they have me, and I'm like, what? I've got 2 1-cost Iron Mans here that have 5 power or 4 power apiece or something. I've had them up to 10 power.
Oh, wow.
So I lay out 2 10 power Iron Men for 1 cost apiece. The only problem is like, you got to try and get that 5 cost to make Wingbert feel good. Granted, it's nice, but the whole thing kind of revolves around getting his cost down and then have Mother Askani repeat the card. But if you get 2 cards in front, it's really, really tough to get them out of the way so you can get your 5-cost card.
Yeah.
So you got to have that all in place, and that's about the only problem. So I think there's some other stuff I'm going to do with it, but I really, really like the deck, and I like being able to come up with some cubes with it. Never made it to
Yeah.
Infinite or anything, but go ahead.
I don't know why I never thought of Wong with that. Absorbing Man might be an option, and my boy Zabu can get those guys out there a little quicker.
Speaking of Wong, I will go ahead and just bring this up real quick. The ongoing double effect got nerfed. So you can't have, let's say, what used to happen was if you have Wong out there and then you throw Mystique after Wong on, and you have both of them there, used to result in 4 on reveals. That's not the case anymore.
Now it's 3. Right?
Yeah. Now it just adds one more to it. So if you threw Onslaught out there, I think the only thing that's going to happen, I think, is maybe 4. Maybe
I think so. Yeah, Living Iron Slot still works like it always has.
Yeah, I threw you something and I was like, hey, this, it looks like Living Iron Slot's got problems now. But the thing is, what made me send that to you, I didn't send the other screenshot that the guy put on there. He's like, what is the deal here? I used to get so many points. And he had all of these cards lined up, Onslaught, Iron Man, and Living Tribunal. So he was very, he was expecting way more points than what it was. So I thought that was what was affected.
And it worked just like it always had for me.
And then my last thing I got here, I'll just go ahead and say the Daredevil season here that we have, like the title card or what you see when you log in, is one of the coolest screens I think we've had in a while. I think the art on that looks awesome. I think the red and I think it's red and white, if I remember correctly. Anyway, I think it looks really good.
Without Muse, but yeah.
Yeah, Muse is a little creepy. But there you go. That's my thoughts on what I did this past season. I enjoyed the events. I didn't play any of Grand Arena except for I went in there, spent my gold, grabbed Mother Askani, and left. Actually, I spent my glory that you get. I spent my glory and got me a variant. And then I was done. The Grand Arena didn't hold anything for me, and Deadpool's Diner, I ground through that and got up there. But aside from that, had a fun season. So Evan Evans, you have the table here. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I understood some of the nerfs. The other one that it really took some air out of was Invisible Woman First Steps.
Oh, yeah.
So now it makes it happen again instead of twice. But I understand that, and I understand some of the others. Now, the deck that I hit Infinite with, I wish I could remember the order here, because I was like, I don't know about Fallen One. And I'm like, well, let's see what I can do with Fallen One. So put in a deck that was all about trying to boost him up, but I was like, well, you can't just rely on that one card. And I don't remember who I took out for who I replaced Fallen One with. I tried a few different variations, but basically it's all cards that I want to boost up as much as I can. So it's got Agony, Forge, Hulkbuster, Maverick, Isca the Unbeaten, and Scarlet Spider.
Okay.
I also tried, we talked about last time that sometimes we forgot Frankie Ray Nova was a thing, but then I saw someone using her effectively by pairing her with Nick Fury, which of course was the ongoing feature in Strange Tales for years.
Oh, how did we let this get by us?
But so, and then because I've got all those forecasts, I got to have Zabu in there. And then somebody who boosted folks up an awful lot, and the idea would be to use him to boost Maverick, and then Maverick to boost Scarlet Spider, ideally, who would also, one of them would have Hulkbuster in there. It just compounds, was Shao Lao the Undying. And so I also had Kitty Pryde in there, and you could do some damage with Shao Lao. I mean, you play more than one card twice, it's +6, +9. Sometimes I got them up to +12, and not long after I hit Infinite, they're like, oh, this Shao Lao thing's out of control. We got to do something about it. They nerfed it down to a +2, which is fine. But if it's a problem, it's a problem. That's fine. But what cracked me up, and what I've seized on far too much, so it'll probably become a recurring thing on here, is, and I just loved it when I went back to look at the comment I sent you. This isn't typically how we'd like to balance cards, but we do want to be receptive to community sentiment. Okay. And there's been consistent feedback that players aren't having as much fun as they could.
Oh, boy.
So,
yep.
And then part of that was Fin Fang Foom, which Fin Fang Foom is devastating, but he's not an instant loss. I've lost some games to Fin Fang Foom, but who I've lost to a whole lot more before, and then since that nerf, who I've lost to more than I ever lost to Fin Fang Foom.
Tell me.
Null Zola, Null Venom, Zola Venom.
Oh yeah.
And I've played those too. They can be stopped, but they're hard to stop. Sometimes you can see it coming a mile away and you just retreat. And I don't want those changed because you have to do some work to make it happen. But you have to do some work to make Xiao Lao happen. I guess Fin Fang Foom, maybe not. So I can kind of see that. And again, if everybody else is saying it's a problem and I'm saying it's not, well, maybe, just maybe, other people have a valid opinion. It's fine for that, but it's like, I understand it to a certain extent, but it's like the people who are like, oh, Shang-Chi is for losers, or like, then don't have it in the game, but this like, well, I didn't have as much fun as I could have. Well, I guess I could say that if I'm being a poor sport about like anytime I don't win. Or these decks where it just shuts down everything. Like I get that that's frustrating, but if you don't hit the right combo, I don't know. I'm not even saying they shouldn't have done it. They said they're not having as much fun as they could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
for a long time, I wasn't having fun with friggin' High Evolutionary. Speaking of things that I repeat all the time, complained about that constantly. I still, to this day, maintain that there is no downside to running that deck. That just putting that card in there gives you way more upside than just about anything else. Now, it's been shown that card does not dominate anymore.
Right.
And maybe that could have happened with some of this stuff. Again, I'm not even saying they shouldn't have made the changes. They know more about the data. There's people who spend a lot more time doing this than I do. That's all fine. But I was just like, they weren't having as much fun as they could. I'm like, anybody could make that argument.
Right. Yeah.
Like I said, when I know that Arnim Zola is coming to double up Venom or Null, I'm like, well, do I have Shang-Chi? No. Do I have Cosmo? No. Well, I guess I'm done.
You're retreating, yeah.
Might be fun if I still had a chance, but that's just the way it goes. I don't know. Yeah, if it's something where people are just winning nonstop with the same thing, I get it. Maybe that's what was happening, but it was just the phrasing more than anything else that bothered me on that. Also, the fact that as soon as I jumped on the train, they're like, yeah, we're done with that. You remember that glorious 36 hours where I got Cannonball and Professor X?
Yep.
Like, hey, Jesse's right. This is great. Wait, what?
Yep. Hey.
So that is the deck that got me to Infinite.
Wow.
And I still think it's pretty good. It's not. It did lose a little bite, but I couldn't always pull that off anyway. That's what I liked about it is I was like, well, I can't just count on getting Fallen One on turn 5 and then going crazy on turn 6, and eventually I was like, Fallen One's not really doing his thing very much. Why don't I just use these guys? And ideally, you pump everything you can into Maverick, and then he boosts Scarlet Spider, and then he makes a double before someone Shang-Chi's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's the one that put me over the top. Then, once you showed me the Mother Askani Iron Man combo, I started messing around with that. Like I said, I think I've got her in 3 decks. I put her in a Collectosaur deck, and then the other card that I'm just throwing in just about everything is Gambit Horseman of Death.
Yeah.
Probably a greater gulf between what I thought of them in the comics and what I think of them in Snap than even Sebastian Shaw.
Wow.
That card's good. It's not going to take down any huge ones usually. It's no Shang-Chi, but especially if they've got some lower cost cards that they boosted up, it can turn the game for you.
Oh, yeah.
And so the one that I like using with Mother Askani to copy is Sasquatch, because you can get his cost or her cost down really low, but it still counts as all 6 energy needed to activate Gambit.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
a
good combo.
I've had turn 6s where I've just dropped 2 Sasquatches.
I have been seeing a lot of. There's more sightings in Ohio of Bigfoot here lately. So
that's the grass name.
Oh, that's right.
I've done that, but it never occurred to me. I guess because usually by the time I get to play Mother Askani, it's like that's toward the end, so it never occurred to me. I don't know why to try to double her up, so I need to give that a shot.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it helps if you can nail it.
I did use a deck. I had fun with Grand Arena. I played the Doom deck a lot, but eventually I think it was the Sentinels with Strange Supreme, and then the Mr. Fantastic deck. And I ended up adapting the Mr. Fantastic deck for one of these. I know at one point I had Strange Supreme in there with the Gambit Horseman of Death. And like I said, I've got at least 3 decks that have probably Mother Askani and Gambit Horseman of Death in there. Because, again, if she's copying a high power card, then that can go a long way toward activating him.
All right. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have reached the end of our discussion on the unlocks and the meta. Thanks a lot for joining us. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the next installment of Snap Material.